What do you think? Is this viewpoint alone worth going 4 hours one way by train? I'm going on a day trip tomorrow, and I know you might think packing for a day trip sounds super boring, but on a day trip you can easily spend 12 or even more hours out exploring, and you have to carry your bag with you the whole time. That's why it's really important not to overpack for a day trip. But of course you also want to bring all the essentials so you don't miss anything. That's why in this video I want to show you what I pack for a long day trip, but that's not all. I want to take you with me on my day trip, and at the end we'll review if there's anything I missed or if there's anything I regret bringing. So yeah, tomorrow I'm setting off on a day trip from Vienna to Hallstatt, one of Austria's most popular but also most crowded places. And if the name doesn't sound familiar, I'm sure you're familiar with the picture of this place because it's a really popular screensaver on so many TVs and laptops. And it's going to be one long day trip because just getting there takes almost 4 hours, which usually is too long for me personally for a day trip. But I know it's a really popular day trip for tourists because they're staying in Vienna, but they also want to see Hallstatt. So yeah, I thought I'll check it out to see for myself if a day trip from Vienna to Hallstatt is worth it. But now, let's start packing. I'll take my normal day trip bag. I've been using it for years and you probably recognize it from some of my other videos. It's just a very basic drawstring bag, but with a little bit wider shoulder straps, so it's more comfortable to carry. Because like I said, on a day trip you carry the bag with you all day long, so it's important that it's comfortable. We'll start with the basics. My keys, my phone, really important. Obviously for taking pictures, navigating, for all my tickets, everything is on my phone. The next essential, my wallet. I have a very small, thin wallet. The next really important thing, because it's such a long train ride, is headphones. So I can just watch some videos or listen to some podcasts while I'm on the train. I also used to bring my ebook reader on day trips for the train journey, but I stopped doing that because if you carry a bag all day long, even the ebook reader kind of gets too heavy. The next really important thing, because I use my phone that much on a day trip, a power bank and a lid to charge my phone while I'm out exploring. And because I plan to watch like loads of videos on my phone on the train journey, I'm also going to bring a normal power socket thing. So I can also charge my phone on the train. So I definitely won't run out of battery on my phone. Next up are some more boring essentials like a lip balm. I never leave my house without one. Some tissues and my sunglasses. And speaking of sunglasses, for a day trip, it's really important to check the weather forecast before setting off. And the weather tomorrow is supposed to be sunny, but partly cloudy. So besides sunglasses, I'll also need a hoodie. I know in the morning when I set off, I will wear the hoodie, but it's still important to make sure it also has space in your bag, because during the day I expect it to get sunnier and warmer. So during the day I'll take it off and it needs to fit in my bag. Another essential I bring on pretty much any trip is my water bottle. When I don't bring a water bottle with me, I tend to drink way too little. So I filled it up at home. When I'm out, I can just refill it again and always have enough water to drink with me. And I always take a non-insulated water bottle because it's lighter. So it doesn't keep my drinks warm or cold, but it's lighter and yeah, I prefer it. I don't mind the temperature of my drink anyway. And because it's such a long train journey, I don't just need entertainment on the train, I also need something to eat. I'm gonna take an apple and some lunch. I still need to pack. I'm gonna bring my collapsible lunchbox. So I'll have my food in there tomorrow. I'll show you what I'm gonna bring. And once I finish my food, I can just collapse it and it almost takes up no space in my bag. On a day trip where your train journey is really long, it's really handy to bring your own lunch because not going for food saves you so much time. Because I'm so much on the train, my time at the destination is quite limited anyway. This is already what I would usually bring on a day trip, but on this day trip, I'm gonna bring one more thing because I want to test it out. I'm gonna bring a gimbal. I got the gimbal, it's new, because I want to film myself while exploring Hallstatt, and with the gimbal, I'm also bringing my mic and the receiver for the mic I can attach to my phone. So I'll just be filming with my phone on the day trip. I hope it works out great because I would love to make more travel videos or like a mix of packing and travel. But for now, that's already everything I'm bringing. So now it's time to pack everything in the bag. Whoa. So far so good. Everything easily fit in my bag. Tomorrow it will be cold when I set off, so I'll wear my hoodie, but during the day I can easily stuff my hoodie into my bag as well. Now it looks super full with my hoodie in it, but yeah, that's what I'm bringing on my day trip. Now we have everything packed. I'll see you on the train. So I'm on the train now. On the way to the train station, it was raining a bit. Last minute, I decided to bring my rain jacket. We'll see if I'll actually need it because the weather forecast for Hallstatt hasn't changed. But yeah, I also brought my rain jacket. And on the way to the train station, I got some more snacks. I got a coffee and a pastry. So I'll have a lot of snacks for this train ride, especially because my box started leaking. I've had this box for years and so far it's never leaked, but today it started leaking. So that's really sucky because I made a sushi bowl yesterday with some like soy sauce and like rice vinegar. I'll definitely have to finish the whole bowl before getting off the train because I can't put it in my bag like this again. But for now, let's enjoy the train ride. I just arrived in Hallstatt and now we need to head to the boat because we need to catch the ferry to Hallstatt itself because the train station is on the other side of the lake. The very first thing you see when you enter Hallstatt via the boat is a beware of pickpocket sign. So yeah, we'll see. Obviously I have my phone right in front of me anyway, I'm filming right now, and I put my wallet in an inside pocket with a zipper, so I am ready to start exploring. The main thing to do in Hallstatt is actually just walking around, but there's just so many people everywhere. As soon as you leave the main road behind, it does get a bit quieter, but it's really important to remember that people actually live here. As far as I know, Hallstatt is actually the only town in Austria with some anti-tourism protests because it just gets too overwhelming for the locals. So yeah, if you do come, it's really important to remember that people actually live here and to respect their privacy and their property. Usually there's also a funicular going up the mountain. There's a really cool viewing point at the top, but it's under construction right now until 2026. But I'll show you some pictures from my previous trip there, like a few years ago. Usually you have a really great view from up there, although it is quite pricey as well to get up there by the funicular. So we will continue to just walk around and keep exploring. I found a different viewing point on Google Maps. It's on the other side of town and there's a sign labeling the viewing point as beautiful viewing point. Sounds great. And we have time since we won't go up the mountain, which usually takes a bit of time when you're in Hallstatt. And I've already had my lunch on the train, so I have time to explore a new viewing point in Hallstatt I don't know yet. I can't believe I found a viewing point in Hallstatt with not a single other person here besides me. From the town center, probably a 20-minute walk. Yes, you can see Hallstatt from the other side, because usually people only take pictures from over there, and there's loads of people. We'll check that out too. But from here, you still have a really nice view, and it's so quiet. I didn't even know there are those quiet spots in Hallstatt still. I think I found the perfect spot to finish my pastry. I haven't finished it in the train yet. Obviously, there's loads of restaurants in Hallstatt. Actually, it feels like the whole village, or at least the old town of the village, mainly consists of restaurants, souvenir shops and hotels. But on my last visit, which admittedly was a few years ago, I had a really bad experience with vegan food. That's why I personally don't want to go for food in Hallstatt. I'll only have my snacks I brought with me. But of course, there's loads of restaurants in Hallstatt as well. We're on a tiny, tiny island now. Way fewer people than I expected, because here you also have a nice view of Hallstatt. And in summer, this is a great place to go for a swim. There's loads of steps into the water. So yeah, great place in summer. But now it's way too cold for swimming. Now I'm on my way to the church. Next to the church, there's a little kind of a bone chapel. It's called Beinhaus. The cemetery in Hallstatt was just too small for the people. So after someone was buried for 15 years, they would dig up the bones and put it into the charnel house. Hallstatt is kind of built into the mountain, so loads of buildings actually only have 3 walls, because the one wall is kind of the mountain. Because of that, there's loads of steps and loads of uphill walking, but because of that, there's also so many great viewpoints. The more you walk, the less crowded the viewpoint will be. And now we are at the waterfall. I think without the car park, it would be a really cool waterfall, but as it is, it's, I don't know, kind of sucky with all the cars. But the view is still great here. Now we've waited long enough. It's finally time to head to the most photographed spot in Hallstatt, maybe even in Austria. We finally arrived at the famous viewing point, and there's loads of signs saying to keep your voice down because of the locals here. So I feel a bit bad for speaking, so yeah, I'll keep my mic to my mouth and speak quietly. Nowadays, it feels like Hallstatt is more popular for this one photo spot than it is for its heritage. The whole village is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. They started mining salt here 7,000 years ago, so the oldest salt mines in the whole world are in Hallstatt. So pretty impressive. But yeah, it seems like most people only come here to take a photo, and apparently they're usually very loud while doing so. That's why all the signs say to be quiet. But yes, here's the super famous viewpoint. What do you think? Is this viewpoint alone worth going 4 hours one way by train? You probably already know where I'm leaning towards, but I'll give you my full honest review when we're back home. So I'm back from my day trip. Well, I got back yesterday late. First things first, Hallstatt. If you time it right and you get the direct train in the morning and the direct train back in the evening, you'll spend about 8 hours on your journey and you'll have about 6 hours in Hallstatt. The train and the ferry, if you book it last minute, costs about 130 euros, so quite a lot. I actually have like an annual ticket, so I didn't have to buy it. But anyway, but if it's really worth visiting, depends on you. Like, it is gorgeous, but it is super touristy. It's not really authentic, to be honest. It's just over-commercialized and, yeah, touristy and crowded. If you want to see a beautiful, authentic village next to a lake, go somewhere else. There's loads of other beautiful places in Austria. But yeah, if you want more information about Hallstatt or what other places to visit, I'll leave links to my Austria travel blog in the description. Now, let's come to what I packed. All in all, I am happy with what I packed, with a few exceptions. So first off, the last minute addition, the rain jacket. A lot of times, if you add something last minute to your bag, it's not worth it. I should have trusted the weather forecast. The only time I was wearing the rain jacket was from my house to the train station and from the train station back to my house. I didn't wear it at all in Hallstatt. And yeah, I could have done the few minutes walk from my apartment to the train station without the jacket. The thing I did not use, but I would pack again, my sunglasses. So it turns out the weather wasn't as sunny as I thought it would be, so I didn't really wear my sunglasses. But usually, as soon as the sun comes out, I love wearing my sunglasses. I don't like it when it's too bright. So yeah, I would definitely pack the sunglasses again on a trip with sunny weather forecast. And the thing I did use, but I will not pack again, my lunchbox. I was really disappointed that it leaked. So I've had it for like, I think 3 years now, and it never leaked before. But yeah, started leaking, really sucky. So I will definitely not use it, at least not use it for anything that might leak in any way. And before setting off, I wasn't sure about my charging situation. So I brought my power bank and this to charge in the train, and I wasn't sure if I would even need this. On a normal day trip with just using my phone for taking pictures, the normal power bank would have been perfectly fine. But because I was filming this YouTube video, on the way back home, the power bank and my phone were basically dead. So I definitely needed that on the train ride back home. Without filming a YouTube video, I would not have needed that. And speaking of this YouTube video, it was my first time filming with a gimbal, or like traveling with a gimbal. I did like it overall. It was very handy to like film myself with this. So like, yeah, very handy to film myself, but I definitely need more experience with it, because loads of times it would like move on its own It was weird.
What are you doing? Stupid gimbal.
But yeah, so I definitely need more experience with that. That was my day trip to Hallstatt. I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, let me know in the comments if you like this kind of video where I combine packing and traveling, or if you would rather see only one or the other. For now, thanks for watching. Bye!